gallon, up more than $1 from a year ago. But compared to 2019, before the pandemic, gas is only up 7 cents. Meantime, some big ticket items in high demand saw dramatic spikes. Used cars up nearly 30%. Furniture up almost 9%.
You actually could see a decline in prices because affordability has been stretched.
Stephanie, does that mean people should wait to buy big items?
No one knows exactly where prices are going, but shortages are driving the biggest increases. So the best thing to buy right now is time. For big ticket items like cars and dishwashers, price hikes should slow and selection should grow as life returns to normal. Lester?
All right, Stephanie Rule, thanks. Tonight, Democratic Congresswoman Ilhan Omar is...
They're saying that there should be no need to be alarmed about the increase on all these prices. Y'all gotta excuse my place. But how you gonna tell people there's no need to be alarmed when you're not spending, when you're not having to pay for these things that people need? You know, the significant increase on everything is just inhumane if you ask me. You know, they set all this stuff in place so it could be the way it is. And you guys, I'm telling you, put your seatbelt on because it's not going to get any better. The best thing to do is get what you need right now because this stuff going to continue to increase. You know, if you haven't already, get everything that you possibly can if you can afford to. And I would just basically stick it to the necessities. And, you know, like food, food mainly, and things to purify your water because, man, this is getting worse and worse, and they coming up with all these excuses, and people like myself are having to do 2 or 3 different jobs. I swear I'm doing like 3 or 4 different jobs, not 2 or 3, 3 or 4. You know what I'm saying? Trying to keep up with all this stuff and then having to pay taxes on properties every year, man. Even the taxes I had to pay on one of my properties this year went from $700 a year to almost $1,000. I'm about ready to sell it. Because I'm like, this doesn't make no sense. You know, you try to own something and you still got to pay all this money for it. It just doesn't make any sense. I paid the taxes and they send me a letter in the mail. This is one of the properties that's attached to an HOA. That's why I suggest y'all don't get nothing like that. I really didn't even want it because it's not non-restricted. It's restricted. You can't, you can't have a mobile home. You can't have a garden, all that kind of stuff. It's really an investment property. But I got it at a really, really low rate because I see why the guy sold it for so cheap because he didn't want to deal with all these taxes. And he said that. He said the amount of taxes they charge is just ridiculous. So after I paid that, they sent me a letter and an email. No, it was a letter. I didn't even receive an email 3 months later. I just received it last month, actually, saying I owed another $89. I'm like, $89 on what? Oh, well, it's the school tax. I said, look, man, I don't even stay in that area. What am I paying these taxes for? My daughter didn't go to school over there. You got to pay for this. You got to pay. I'm like, it's just ridiculous, man. This stuff is just getting out of hand. And I don't know. We in for the fight of our lives. That's all I can say. Keep surviving, ZanHair.com.